This is Kevin Graham at KG Now with a morning briefing. We're about to get underway.
Chief, Orange County Incident Management Team. This is your operational briefing for June 3rd to June 4th, 0700 to 0700. If you can silence any radios or any cell phones, and if you have any side conversations, if you can just take them out to the back, and we'll go ahead and get started with incident objectives, starting off with the management objectives. We're going to provide for emergency personnel and public safety always. We're going to protect property improvements and infrastructure, ensure repopulation takes place in a quick, efficient, and effective manner, ensure coordinated, timely, and accurate release of public information, foster and maintain relationships with all cooperators and stakeholders, protect economic, natural, cultural, and heritage resources, maintain fiscal accountability, and keep costs commensurate with values at risk. With our control objectives, we're going to keep the fire east of West Ridge and Top of the World in Laguna Beach, keep the fire south of El Toro Road, keep the fire west of Wood Canyon Drive, and keep the fire north of Alma Road. And now with the current situation update, Operations Section Chief Kenny Dawson.
Thanks, Shane. Okay, I was night ops last night. Just a quick overview of what's going on. Not much fire activity last night. It really started to die down. There were a few smokes right out here along this west ridge. Division Mike here has got some values at risk. That's probably going to be our hot spot that we're working on today. Working my way around the fire. Division Alpha looks pretty good. They didn't complete their line all the way last night, but they made a lot of progress. So there'll be a little bit of work here. This back door is pretty much closed. We can probably finish that up today. As we're moving up to Division Zulu, they felt good last night. They said they're just working on their line and working on just extending it a little bit, but they feel pretty comfortable with it. Victor made great progress last night. They still do have a lot of open line. That's probably our biggest area that we're going to need to cut out. And that's all I got for tonight.
Now with your weather update, Situation Unit Leader, Jim Day.
Good morning. Jim Day, Situation Unit Leader. If you guys turn to your weather page there, we're looking for high 70s, max temperature, or I'm sorry, minimum humidity of about 40%. Your winds are going to be light 3 to 6 out of the west, ridge top 5 to 10 out of the northwest, beginning in the afternoon. For tonight, we're looking for clear, becoming partly cloudy. Minimum temperature around 57 with good RH recovery to 90%. Winds 3 to 4, gust to 9. Apologize for a long night. And they'll be coming out of the southeast there. So we don't have a fire behavior forecast for you for today, but we'll talk a little bit about what happened yesterday and what you might expect today. Similar temperatures like today, a little bit warmer, a little bit lower humidities. Yesterday the fire ran up the west-facing slopes pretty well with the onshore breeze. Okay, as soon as those winds stopped, the fire turned and was slope-driven and fuel-driven up the east-facing slopes. There's no recorded fire history within the fire perimeter. The only thing that comes close is a fire in early 1980, about 150 acres, just slightly to the north on that same east-facing slope. So a lot of heavy fuel in there on that side. That's going to be your problem areas for today. The Aliso Raw sites, which is just above where the fire area is, 6 inches of rain for the entire winter so far. Okay, so our fine dead fuel moistures are low. Our live fuel moistures are just above critical. And it's June 3rd. Okay, so take that for what it's worth. Just be careful out there and have a safe day.
Thank you, Jim. So now, with the work assignments, the way we're going to do this, since we have a lot of to be determined, immediately follow briefing, everything that is unassigned, I'll need you guys to come up. We'll get you tied in, and then we'll work on getting you guys assigned. So just be patient with that. With today's work assignments, Operations Section Chief George Casario.
Good morning, everybody. So if you look at the map, we'll go ahead, we'll start from the ICP location, which was the ICP location yesterday, and I'll give a priority to each of the divisions. As Shane said, when we get your division assignments, you'll have a good idea of what the priority is in each division. So starting off here in Division Alpha, crews last night continued that good work like Kenny was saying, going direct down from Soka University all the way down to Wood Canyon Trail, and then it crosses the flats, and then it starts working its way up, going towards the top of the world. A lot of good work was done. Today, the big piece in Alpha is going to be improving the line, holding the line, connecting any dots, and validating the line. As we make the turn at the shoulder into Division Mike, that is going to be the critical piece today. Again, as you go across a lot of underslung line with regards to the top of the world, some pieces of an underslung line, we have a lot of drainages that right in alignment with top of the world. The crews did a lot of good work. There was a lot of pieces that they could cut out, and then there were some very steep drainages that we're going to have to come up with a plan today. So in Mike, you'll have some rotary wing support to keep that fire knocked down and keep them hot spots from getting established. And we're going to throw everything in the kitchen sink in Mike so we can button this up and get the good folks of Laguna Beach back to the top of the world. So Mike is going to be the priority heading on into this morning and the afternoon. As we turn around and make a turn into Victor, a lot of good dozer work was done yesterday and last night in Victor. We're feeling pretty good. Again, where Mike and Victor kind of tie in together, we need to get the dots connected and tied into Mike, and that's going to be that critical piece. So from the shoulder at the Alpha Mike break to the shoulder at Mike Victor, that is certainly the priority. Again, it's going to be direct line construction, improving, and holding. We will have structure defense resources up in Division Mike and part of Division Victor near Alta Laguna Park. As we make the turn and come into Whiskey, we have combined Division Whiskey and Division Zulu. So there'll be one Division Soup assigned to Whiskey and Zulu. We will have structure defense still in place up in Whiskey in a lot of the homes in Aliso Canyon. Those evacuations were lifted last night, so there'll be a lot of civilians in and about that area. But we want to maintain a vigilant presence in Division Whiskey. In Division Zulu, again, it's going to be validating the line, improving the line, holding the line, and buttoning it up all the way where the dozer line ties into Soka University, and that comes around back to where the initial ICP was and drop point 4. So going forward for today, what I'm looking for is there's a lot of red on the map. We're not looking at a lot of smoke right now. Certainly, there was a lot of smoke here yesterday. There's a lot of open line. This thing can get up and run at any time. We've got enough resources. We've got a very good Air Force that is going to be helping us out today. What we need from you folks today is to be effective, efficient, and professional. Let's put this thing to bed. This is where we turn the corner, and this is where we put this to bed so we can move on to our next assignment. So thank you before for the good work that you're going to do. We'll get you plugged in. Have a good, safe, operational period. Thank you.
Now with your operations, Tim Perkins.
Hey, good morning. Tim Perkins doing air ops for today. We do have air attack over the fire, so you'll have supervision, also with potential for a Helco. We've got 4 Type 2s for water dropping, so as your needs arise, go direct with either Helco or air attack. We will have a hoist equipped ship, Orange County Copter 2, located at the fire. Have a safe day. Thank you.
Now with your medical plan, your safety message, Mike Dersey.
Good morning, everybody. Mike Deersing, safety. Raise your hand today if you thought yesterday we would have a fire of this magnitude. I don't see a whole lot of hands up, but I think this serves as a good reminder that our fire season down here in Southern California is all year long. And what I hope to drive home today is complacency. Don't let the weather, the timing, drive any type of complacency out there. We noticed some very erratic fire behavior with some big wind shifts, and the fuel is primed to go. Do not engage unless you have, at minimum, LCES in place. Maintain your situational awareness. 10s and 18s. Do good briefings at the tailboard. And just keep your head on a swivel out there. But with that, we've noticed that there are some tight areas as you get into the fire line, into that area. Ensure as a division you have a good traffic plan for that area so that we're not bogging down the roads. And also, we've noticed a lot of wildlife down there. So a couple bobcats, deer, snakes, and ticks. With that, I'll get into the medical plan. On page 10 of your IAP, you'll see that we have the 9-line and the medical plan. If you have an emergency on the line, follow the 9-line. It'll give you everything that you need to do to be successful out there and ultimately to get the patient to the hospital as quickly as possible. We do not have any line EMTs or medics at this point, so divisions, I'm going to ask you to designate one ALS engine within your division to be the ALS initial treatment. With that, if you do have an emergency, go through Aliso Communications. They'll dispatch the nearest receiving or the nearest ALS or BLS engine company to your location, along with air or ground transport, whichever is needed. We do have hoisting capabilities in the air. We also have a care ambulance dedicated to this incident here at the ICP. At this point, we don't have any frontline medical, but if you have any smaller needs, feel free to step over the trailer and we'll see what we can do. Thank you.
Now with the communication plan, Tom Vasquez.
Morning, everyone. First off, I don't know if any of you guys got a chance to clone your radios, but cloning's just in front of Orange County Sheriff right over there. So we're normally up there pretty early, come before or after briefing. If you guys turn to your 205, there's one small change on line 8. The receive frequency should mirror the transmit frequency. So it should read 159.4500, so make a notation. It is correct in the 220, it's also correct in the radios. Other than that, there wasn't much change compared to yesterday's comp plan, with the exception that V-Fire 24 is now taking care of Division Zulu and Whiskey. We do still have V-Fire 25 program in the radios in case we get a little more interesting activity today. So it's there if we need it. Other than that, have a safe day.
Now with logistics, Steve Doman.
Morning, everyone. Steve Doman here with logistics. Okay, first I want to talk about is the traffic flow. The La Paz here, we have an enter and exit, and then out of Aliso Parkway, it's exit only, and that's where you make this little right turn here at the fork in the road. Please watch your speeds here in camp. Although the park is closed, we still do have pedestrian access, and there are pedestrians utilizing the park. And just watch that exit. If you find yourself going around this road, you could either come back out here and exit out this way, or go all the way around and you'll exit out on La Paz. But please, along the Main Street here, it's a one-way traffic pattern only. Parking, please park only in designated areas that are set aside for engine parking and overhead parking. Please do not park along the roadways if we can avoid it. Food, we have hot meals being served over here, right to the left of the entrance when you come in. And then we have lunches and a hydration trailer set here on the exit row as you go out. Please only take the lunches you need for today. They are 24-hour lunches, so please take only a single lunch per person. Next, fuel. If you need fuel, as you exit the camp here on Aliso Parkway, we do have a fuel tender set up there in the roundabout, and they'll be able to take care of your fueling needs. And two more things here. If you do have any line order needs, we do have a couple drivers available, but please be patient. We'll be limited on their availability. Work them through division to ops, and we'll try to facilitate any of your needs out there. And for you, those of you going out on the line today, we have a very limited supply cache. If you end up leaving any hose appliances on the line, please get a 213 with the division soup signature before you come off the line tomorrow with that, and then we'll be able to resupply you out of our supply, which is set up over by the hydration trailer. Thank you. Have a safe shift.
Now with the liaison, Greg McCune.
Good morning. Just a couple things.
If you are using the toll road and you're not an OCFA vehicle, you don't want to use it. You very well could get a ticket. So if you have used the toll road before today, we will have some information for you at DEMO to help you reconcile, or at least to have a plan moving forward. So please, from here out, don't use the toll road if you're not OCFA vehicle. Secondly, any cooperators, assisting agencies, reps, I'll be available right after the meeting here. Please come see me. And then the cooperators meet at 10 o'clock under the gazebo here as well. Thank you.
Okay, a couple things before IC closing comments. One change on your 202, under the unified ICs, it says M. Rodriguez. Scratch Rodriguez, it's M. Garcia for Laguna Beach Chief. Immediately following this, for unassigned resources, Dave Newell will take all overhead, and all golfs or crews will be over there to the left. I will take everything else, type 1s, type 3s, over here. Planning meeting tonight, 1800, and then operational briefing tomorrow morning right back here at 0700. And with that, closing comments from the ICs.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Mike Garcia, Chief of Laguna Beach Fire Department. What a welcome to the OC. I'm in my 5th week as Chief, but I just wanted to say thank you for your hard work in protecting our community of top of the world, and stay safe.
Good morning, my name is Zach Salazar. I'm the Senior Park Ranger at Aliso Wood. I want to thank everybody for being out here. Yesterday, my worst fears started coming true. Aliso Wood's been my home away from home for the past 6 years or so. But those fears were quickly put to bed, watching you guys all do what you do best. So I want to thank you. What we can do to help you today is controlling the public, entering the burn zone, and entering the park. So if you guys are out there working and you're encountering a lot of looky-loos and a lot of people getting in your way, just bump that up the chain to the CP, and parks and park staff will take care of it. We'll clear all those people out there for you. Again, thank you.
Good morning, Lieutenant Margie Sheehan with the Orange County Sheriff's Department, here working in cooperation with the Orange County Fire Authority and all other agencies. Thanks for having us. Let us know if you need anything.
Thank you. I'm Jeff Adams. This is my division. This is Division 5, one of the cities in Division 5. It actually bumps up against Laguna Beach to the west, Laguna Niguel to the south, Aliso Viejo, and would border, if it moved more to the north or east, northeast, Laguna Hills. Yesterday was a big day. We saw some fire activity we didn't expect to see, and everybody who was on the fire yesterday did a fantastic job. I want to say thanks to my unified partners, the sheriffs, the OC Parks, Laguna Beach Fire, and of course all of you that came out to help. Today is going to be hot again, and it's going to be a long slug. Take your time, make sure you got your footing. It's not going to be anything like yesterday, and we don't want to risk much today. It's going to be putting hot spots out. Just remember that, and have a safe day.
Thank you, Jeff. Morning, everybody. Pat Russell, one of the incident commanders for the Orange County All-Hazard Type 3 Incident Management Team. Unified command with the other folks that you already heard speak. I have to reiterate what Jeff said as far as yesterday. It was a heck of a firefight. Kudos to you, Jeff, and all your folks for the command and control. A couple minor injuries, so we were successful, right? We got everybody off the line safe, and we accomplished the task. Today, the depth of thought for you guys, the important piece, Ops has a good plan. He went over it. We need to make sure our task, purpose, and end state is locked down before we engage. The right tactic at the right time, right equipment, right communications, right tools. If we don't have that, a tactical pause, everybody in that division or everybody in that work area on the same page before we engage. We heard the fire history or lack of fire history. We heard the weather. We heard everything that you guys need to have a successful operational period if we pay attention to those things and do it right. Have a safe day. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Thank you.
Okay, so overhead crews, over to Dave Newell. Type 1s, Type 3s, Type 6, and the other equipment right up here. Turn back your radio.
Hi, this is Kevin Graham in Laguna Niguel, California, as we've just heard the morning briefing from the Orange County Fire Authority and other unified command battling this Aliso Canyon wildfire. They did a lot of great work yesterday, as you saw in our footage. If you haven't seen that, take a look. We got some great footage off the backside of Soka University where you can see the damage as well as the risk that many of the homes, top of the world, Laguna Niguel, Soka University, and Aliso Viejo faced as this fire raged with winds that weren't incredibly bad, but I think they're up 30-40 mile an hour, which can cause quite a havoc, and onshore winds pushed the fire west. As we heard this morning, that once those winds settled down, the fire was more slope driven and went toward the top of the world. Hi, this is Kevin Graham with KG Now, Sunday morning here in Laguna Niguel Regional Park as Unified Command has just done their morning briefing with the Orange County Fire Authority and other responders. Yesterday had quite a wildfire in Aliso Canyon. It's still out there today, and these men are charged with putting it to bed. And I got to tell you, Mike Summers, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Kevin.
Very impressive hearing the briefing, very professional, very businesslike, and we especially appreciate the commitment to protecting the lives and property of the people in the area, Laguna Beach, Laguna Niguel, Aliso Viejo, Soka University, a lot at risk out there. Can you give us an update, please?
Yes, sir. So this morning, as you saw in our incident briefing, we have about 400 firefighters on the fire line through the night. We're still at 200 acres with 0% containment, but we did utilize the coastal influence we had overnight and the light winds to our advantage as far as improving upon the line that we did put into place with our dozers, our crews, and our hand lines with our structured defense engines as well, and hopefully get some headway this morning. We'll see what the fire does this afternoon once it gets wind tested, if we do have a little increase in the winds this afternoon, to see how much progress we did make through the night. But we still have crews actively engaged in the communities of Aliso Viejo and Laguna Beach and ensuring that those homes are protected, as well as down in the canyons as far as improving upon our lines that we did put in place.
Thank you very much, Mike Summers, Orange County Fire Authority, Incident Response. And I can tell you, as a local residents, having witnessed their morning briefing, you can rest well, folks. We're in good hands. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, sir.
This is Kevin Graham at KG Now.